Hello dear friend, and welcome to On This Day SMR with me, Edward Hertz, where we take a look back through history at events which took place on this day. The rain is gently pittering and pattering away on the window, and the fire is crackling away nicely in the hearth. So put your headphones on, sit back, relax, and let me take you on a journey back through time. Today is Saturday the 30th of March 2024, and we have 45 events to cover, going all the way back to the year 598. Starting with the most recent event which happened last year. Donald Trump becomes the first former United States president to be indicted by a grand jury. 5 years ago in 2019, Pope Francis visits Morocco. 6 years ago in 2018, the Israeli army kills 17 Palestinians and wounds 1,400 in Gaza during Land Day protests. Seven years ago in 2017, SpaceX conducts the world's first reflight of an orbital class rocket. "13 years ago in 2011, Min Aung Hlaing is appointed as the Commander-in-Chief of Myanmar's armed forces. 15 years ago in 2009, 12 gunmen attack the Manawan Police Academy in Lahore, Pakistan. 16 years ago in 2008, Drolma Key is arrested by Chinese authorities. 18 years ago in 2006, Cyclone Glenda, one of the strongest tropical cyclones in the Australian region, makes landfall near Onslow, Western Australia. 22 years ago in 2002, the 2002 Lyon car attack takes place. 42 years ago in 1982, Space Shuttle Program STS-3 mission is completed with the landing of Columbia at White Sands Missile Range, New Mexico. 43 years ago in 1981, US President Ronald Reagan is shot in the chest outside a Washington, D.C. hotel by John Hinckley Jr. 3 others are wounded in the same incident. 45 years ago in 1979, Erin Eve, a British Member of Parliament, is killed by a car bomb as he exits the Palace of Westminster. The Irish National Liberation Army claims responsibility. 48 years ago in 1976, Israeli-Palestinian conflict. In the first organised response against Israeli policies by a Palestinian collective since 1948, Palestinians create the first Land Day. 52 years ago in 1972, in the Vietnam War, the Easter Offensive begins after North Vietnamese forces cross into the demilitarized zone of South Vietnam. 57 years ago in 1967, Delta Airlines Flight 9877 crashes at Louis Armstrong New Orleans International Airport, killing 19. 59 years ago in 1965, in the Vietnam War, a car bomb explodes in front of the United States Embassy, Saigon, killing 22 and wounding 100 and 83 others. 63 years ago in 1961, the Single Convention on Narcotic Drugs is signed in New York City. 65 years ago in 1959, Tenzin Gyatso, the 14th Dalai Lama, flees Tibet for India. 75 years ago in 1949, in the Cold War, a riot breaks out in Austervolla Square in Reykjavik when Iceland joins NATO. 79 years ago in 1945, in World War II, Soviet forces invade Austria and capture Vienna. Polish and Soviet forces liberate Danzig. 80 years ago in 1944, again in World War II, Allied bombers conduct their most severe bombing run on Sofia, Bulgaria. In the same year, out of 795 Lancasters, Halifaxes and Mosquitoes sent to attack Nuremberg, 95 bombers do not return, making it the largest RAF Bomber Command loss of the war. 84 years ago in 1940, in the Second Sino-Japanese War, Japan declares Nanking capital of a new Chinese puppet government, nominally controlled by Wang Jingwei. 85 years ago in 1939, the Henkel He 100 fighter sets a world airspeed record of 463 miles per hour, or 745 kilometers per hour. 106 years ago in 1918, beginning of the Bloody March events in Baku and other locations of Baku Governorate. 112 years ago in 1912, Sultan Abd al-Hafid signs the Treaty of Fez, making Morocco a French protectorate. 124 years ago in the year 1900, archaeologists in Knossos, Crete, discover the first clay tablet with hieroglyphic writing in a script later called Linear B. 125 years ago in 1899, German Society of Chemistry issues an invitation to other national scientific organizations to appoint delegates to the International Committee on Atomic Weights. 139 years ago in 1885, the Battle for Kushka triggers the Panjshir incident, which nearly gives rise to war between the Russian and British empires. 154 years ago in 1870, Texas is readmitted to the United States Congress following Reconstruction. 157 years ago in 1867, Alaska is purchased from Russia for $7.2 million, about 2 cents per acre, by United States Secretary of State William H. Seward. 161 years ago in 1863, Danish Prince Wilhelm George is chosen as King George of Greece. 163 years ago in 1861, the discovery of the chemical elements. Sir William Crookes announces his discovery of thallium. 168 years ago in 1856, the Treaty of Paris is signed, ending the Crimean War. 169 years ago in 1855, origins of the American Civil War. Border ruffians from Missouri invade Kansas and force election of a pro-slavery legislature. 180 years ago in 1844, one of the most important battles of the Dominican War of Independence from Haiti takes place near the city of Santiago de los Caballeros. 182 years ago in 1842, ether anesthesia is used for the first time in an operation by the American surgeon Dr. Crawford Long. 183 years ago in 1841, the National Bank of Greece is founded in Athens. 202 years ago in 1822, the Florida Territory is created in the United States. 206 years ago in 1818, physicist Augustin Fresnel reads a memoir on optical rotation to the French Academy of Sciences, reporting that when polarized light is depolarized by a Fresnel rhomb, its properties are preserved in any subsequent passage through an optically rotating crystal or liquid. "209 years ago in 1815, Joachim Murat issues the Rimini Proclamation, among the earliest calls for Italian unification. 325 years ago in 1699, Guru Gobind Singh establishes the Khalsa in Anandpur Sahib, Punjab. 728 years ago in 1296, Edward I sacks Berwick upon Tweed during armed conflict between Scotland and England. 742 years ago in 1282, the people of Sicily rebel against the Angevin king Charles I in what becomes known as the Sicilian Vespers. 1426 years ago in the year 598, in the Avar Byzantine Wars, the Avars lift a siege at the Byzantine stronghold of Tomis. Their leader, Bayan I, retreats north of the Danube River after the Avaro-Slavic army is decimated by the plague. So that is all we have for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope that you found our little trip back through history both relaxing and informative. If you did indeed like the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and also consider leaving a comment below. All feedback is very much welcome. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to the channel. It will really help the channel grow and will ensure that you are notified of future videos. Be sure to turn on notifications so that you are notified of future videos as soon as they are posted. Thank you again, and I hope to see you next time.